Hey there, hi there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to yet another Cutter Top 10 sports video. And today we're going to look at another Premier League video, and we're going to look at the top 10 Premier League teams of all time. Of course, you see me rocking the Manchester United shirt and the Chevrolet and all that stuff. So, going to give you some stuff about the Premier League and some of the best teams of all time. Ever since the Premier League started in 1992, there have been some great teams. Number 10 is Chelsea 2017. Chelsea put on a clinic. They put up 30 wins in a season. When you, in a year that you only play 38 games, you play 19 of their opponents 2 times. So 30 wins out of 38. That's pretty impressive. And all that. So they could do something that many classes couldn't do, if you will. Number 9 is Blackburn, 1995. Blackburn were a decent team and all that. A lot of people didn't think they would be a good Premier League team and all that, top flight team, because Blackburn hadn't won a title in 8 decades. So 1914 was the last time they had a top flight title. So that's great, 8 decades, and then Blackburn did their job, all that. So Manchester United looked pretty good, but then Blackburn decided to play better and all that. And they did it with Alan Shearer. They won the title for the first time in 8 decades and made themselves known. Unfortunately, though, they have been kind of unknown as a franchise, in essence. Number 8 is Manchester United 2008. I promise you, I'm not making like Manchester United up. Like they're only in twice. This is the first time. So 2008, Man U had some defensive solidarity, attacking flair. That's when CR7 and Rooney were still on the same team before CR7 decided a few years later to leave for Real Madrid, which pisses me off. But the fact of the matter is that they had some great players. They had Nani, they had Anderson, they had Ryan Giggs, for God's sake. And Man U won the Premier League and then the Champions League against Chelsea, the team they nipped at the line for the Premier League, for the division title. So the fact of the matter was that Man U played Chelsea in Moscow, and Man U won on a penalty shootout when John Terry made a slip, and then they got Ryan Giggs being the hero. So that was pretty impressive. Number 7 is Manchester City 2019. It was an epic race between Man City and Liverpool. Liverpool in 2019, they had a great year. They won the Champions League and all that European club competition. But the fact of the matter was that, Man City did their own stuff. And, they took down Liverpool. Of course, Man City having that 4 straight years being snapped. But yeah, they were a good team and all that. So, gotta look at that. Number 6 is Liverpool in the COVID year of 2020. So 2019-20, Liverpool started out great. They were the defending Champions League winners, so they were trying to defend their European Cup thing. And Liverpool hadn't won a top division title since 1990. They were good in the late 70s and then mid 80s, but once Heysel happened and those Liverpool hooligans ruined it for English clubs, banning them from European competitions for 5 years. Liverpool was decent, but they couldn't show their European colors. So Liverpool had a few stumbles and all that. Steven Gerrard had one in particular, literally. But yeah, Jurgen Klopp was a good manager. And for the first time in 3 decades, Liverpool won the title with 99 points, and the pitch ain't one. Hippie! As in the soccer pitch ain't one. But of course, Liverpool, the end of it was because of COVID. So that was just brutal. Number 4 is Chelsea 2005. Chelsea were looking for a good manager, and they just couldn't find one until Jose Mourinho, the chosen one, as they will, the the special one, I mean, came in from Portugal, where he helped Porto win the 2004 Champions League crown, and then he went to England to to coach Chelsea. And Chelsea had the points record, a formidable defensive record. They just knew what to do, and Peter Cech in net was pretty good too. And they had Didier Drogba, so yeah, Chelsea knew they had to do a Chelsea dagger. Number 4 is Leicester City 2016. You thought I was going to forget about this team, but yeah, 2016, Leicester pulled rabbits out of their hats. This team, their story starts in January 2015 when they were close to being relegated from the Premier League to the second division. But somehow, in some way, they managed a great escape to stay up in the Premier League, still keep their money and all that, and using that, and with Coach Claudio Ranieri right there. Leicester were 5,000 to 1 odds to win the title. So if you bet $1 on them, that you would have gotten $5,000. So anyhow, it was just amazing what could happen. And they pulled it off. Tottenham botched it, even though they had Kane and Son shooting balls into the net. But yeah, football fans worldwide were captivated by their 5,000 to 1 odds and all that. It was just unbelievable how they could win. And Gary Lineker, a son of Leicester, if you will, presented Match of the Day, the first Match of the Day of 2016-17 in Leicester boxer shorts for a segment. So that was just funny to see. Number 3 is Man City 2018. Man City, of course, sky blue, boo-hoo, fuck you. Of course, I'm, biased. But the fact of the matter is that Pep Guardiola was a good manager. They put up 100 points, which was unheard of at the time. Not even Manchester United or even Arsenal did that. They played dynamic attacking football. They would shoot the balls into the net. If I'm not mistaken, was that the 6-0 or was that 2019 when they won the FA Cup 6-0? I think it was 2019. But yeah, Man City was just pure gold and all that. And that's why they were pretty good. Number 2 is the Invincibles from 2004. So Arsenal had a massive failure. In 2003, they were up by 8 points as late as March. So they looked like they were going to win the Premier League or top division. Unfortunately, though, they faltered and Man U stole it. However, people didn't know that Arsenal would lick their wounds and actually put on a better campaign for 2004. Nobody touched them. They were known as the Invincibles. They did have one close call as Man U's Ruud van Nistelrooy missed a penalty that would have given them the win in Arsenal. Nevertheless, Arsenal won 26 games, tied 12, and lost 0. That is hard to do. The best teams lose 2 or 3 times a season, but Arsenal lost 0 times and all that, which was unbelievable. Too bad that it didn't lead to European trophies and all that. And number 1 by far is Glory, Glory, Man United. Glory, Glory, Man United. Glory, Glory, Man United. As you can all kiss my ass, ass, ass. That's right. It wasn't by design. Like, I didn't purposely put Manchester United number 1. It's just the fact that, yes, the 2004 Arsenal squad did go undefeated, but the problem was they couldn't do it stuff European wise, and they didn't even win the FA Cup in 2004. That was Man U beating Millwall, circus team, from Simon. Nevertheless, Manchester United was a pretty decent team and all that. But 1999 was just impressive. How the heck Sir Alex could get all those guys to buy in to win not 1, not 2, but 3 trophies known as the treble, and becoming the first English club to be the league champions, of course, the Premier League, the League Cup champions, as in the Major Cup, which is the Knockout Cup, which is, of course, the FA Cup, and European success, continental success. Of course, Man City would have to do that in 2023. Would just have to do that. But yeah, Manchester United. Yeah, they had some drama. I mean, Arsenal and Chelsea gave them fits in the league. Man U had to win a crazy game against Arsenal in the FA Cup semifinals just to get to the FA Cup final, and Ryan Giggs with that fantastic goal near the end of it in a shirtless run. And then Man U had to take out, who did they take out? I like to say Arsenal. I don't know. I forget who they took out in '99 in the FA Cup. But nevertheless, European glory would hit them as they would take on Bayern Munich in Barcelona. The pregame was nice, seeing Freddie Mercury and Montserrat Caballé duet of Barcelona. But the fact of the matter is that, yeah, Man U was down 1-0 to Bayern Munich. It was now the 90th minute, and then somehow Sheringham poked the ball into the net 1-1. And then a few minutes later, Solskjaer made it 2-1, and Manchester United did something that no team in England could do, not even those powerful Reds of Liverpool in the 1970s and 80s and all that. Win not one, not two, but three trophies in the same year. That's just pure gold. Anyhow, Jeff Diamond, adieu.